Picture yourself walking through a bustling farmer's market on a bright summer morning. Stalls overflow with vibrant fruits, strawberries bursting with color, crisp apples, juicy blueberries, and golden squash. The sweet scent of honey drifts on the breeze. But have you ever stopped to think about the unseen workers responsible for so much of this abundance? Without them, our plates would look very different, our diets much less diverse. These tiny, tireless farmhands aren't employees of the farmers, but are just as essential, the bees. For centuries, bees have quietly shaped agriculture in ways most of us can barely imagine. The value of bees goes far beyond honey, extending into nearly every corner of our food supply and the well-being of the farmers who tend the land. So what makes these striped pollinators so vital? Today, we're counting down 10 incredible ways bees benefit crops and farmers, going far beyond the honey jar. Let's start with the superpower we all recognize: pollination. Nearly 1 in every 3 bites of food we eat can trace its origins to pollinators, and bees are the unchallenged champions. From apples and almonds to cucumbers and coffee, bees carry pollen from flower to flower, making the process of plant reproduction possible. This isn't just about numbers, it's about quality. Crops that bees pollinate often produce bigger, juicier, more flavorful fruit, increasing both yield and market value. But the story doesn't stop at simply increasing yield. Bees are impressive in their efficiency. Honeybees, for example, are capable of visiting up to 5,000 flowers in a single foraging trip. Imagine the value that kind of dedication brings to acres of blossoming fields. Farmers who introduce managed bee colonies during bloom periods can see yields surge, in some cases by more than 100%. This isn't just a boost in quantity, it's a transformation in profitability. Yet bees don't work alone. Wild, native bee species play a crucial and often overlooked role in pollination. Squash bees, bumblebees, blue orchard bees, each has evolved to pollinate specific crops with astonishing precision. Squash bees, for instance, rise with the sun and are ready to pollinate pumpkin and zucchini flowers just as they open. By fostering a diversity of bee species, farms create a resilient support system, better equipped to handle fluctuations in weather and the environment. The benefits of bees even trickle down to the less glamorous but equally important crops, those grown for seed. Think of alfalfa and clover, foundations for livestock feed and oil-rich crops like canola. Without bees, seeds from these plants would be scarce, limiting what farmers can offer and what livestock can eat. When bees swarm these blossoms, they ensure new generations of crops will flourish, and by extension, so will the animals and the people who depend on them. Another often overlooked contribution is cost savings. By doing so much of the hard work of pollinating the fields, bees support farmers in reducing their reliance on artificial methods. Rather than spending heavily on manual pollination, which is labor-intensive and expensive, farmers can rely on native bees and honeybee colonies to do what they do best, naturally and efficiently. This means lower operation costs and, ultimately, more affordable and abundant food for everyone. Bee activity is also tied closely to soil health. How, you might wonder? Because effective bee pollination leads to greater crop diversity and rotation, staples of modern sustainable agriculture. Diversity means less strain on soil nutrients, healthier topsoil, and decreased risk of erosion. The result? Farms stay productive longer, with less environmental impact. Let's not forget honey and all the secondary hive products that stem from bee activity. While not their most critical benefit, bees' most famous export, honey, provides farmers with additional revenue streams. Beeswax, royal jelly, and propolis have found markets in cosmetics, health supplements, and even pharmaceuticals. These secondary products can help small-scale farmers weather tough times by diversifying their livelihoods. But bees aren't just about crops and commerce. Their presence boosts the overall health of an ecosystem, supporting a web of species from birds to mammals by enabling healthy, diverse plant life. This, in turn, supports natural pest control, predatory insects and birds that thrive in environments where wildflowers and crops coexist, reducing farmers' dependence on chemical pesticides. When bees are healthy, farmers benefit in ways that spread outward through communities. Regions with strong bee populations showcase more resilient economies, bolstered by both direct and indirect job creation. Beekeeping in itself becomes a livelihood, supporting families, local economies, and rural traditions. Finally, bees offer a powerful lesson about sustainability. Their thriving is directly linked to the care we show the land, the reduction of harmful pesticides, and the preservation of wildflower meadows and hedgerows. When farmers and communities rally to protect bees, they are investing not just in today's harvest, but in generations of bountiful harvests to come. The future of food is tied, quite literally, to the wings of a bee. So, next time you drizzle honey over your toast, take a bite of a crisp apple or wander through a field in bloom. Remember, these are more than simple pleasures. They are the result of a million silent partnerships, buzzing between petals and sunlight, making our world sweeter, healthier, and more abundant. To sum it up, bees help by increasing crop yields and quality, supporting a diversity of crops and wild plants, aiding in seed production, reducing operational costs, bolstering soil health, offering valuable byproducts, maintaining ecosystem balance, promoting economic resilience, and teaching us all about the delicate art of sustainability. For crops and farmers alike, bees are not just pollinators. They are partners in growth, pillars of health, and tiny stewards with an enormous impact. So next time you wonder how you can help, plant some wildflowers, limit pesticides, and cherish the bees that make so much of our life possible. Because, as we've discovered, their contribution is much more than just honey. It's the beating heart of the world's harvest.